Hey curious minds, welcome back to the Curious Scholarette, where we untangle big twisty science so it fits right into your back pocket. I'm your nerdy narrator, and today we're talking about hormones gone haywire. If you've ever heard of PCOS or Polycystic Ovary Syndrome and wondered how it's connected to things like weight gain, facial hair, acne, irregular periods, and even prediabetes, this episode is for you. Because deep inside this hormonal roller coaster is one key troublemaker: insulin resistance. And once you understand how it works, the whole mystery becomes way less scary. Let's get into it. What is PCOS? Let's start with the basics. Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, or PCOS, is a hormone imbalance that affects around 1 in 10 women of reproductive age. It gets its name from small cysts on the ovaries, which are actually immature eggs that don't get released properly. But because it's way more than just an ovary issue, it's a whole body condition that affects hormones, metabolism, skin, mood, and even fertility. And for many people, it doesn't show up the same way. One person might have irregular periods, another might have acne and weight gain, another might have none of those but trouble getting pregnant. As of 2025, PCOS is officially recognized as a metabolic and reproductive disorder, not just a female hormone issue. That means doctors are starting to look at the whole picture: insulin resistance, inflammation, and long-term risks like diabetes and heart disease, even in people who aren't overweight. What is insulin resistance? Time for a sugar crash course. When you eat carbs, bread, pasta, fruit, even yogurt, your body breaks them down into glucose, aka sugar. That sugar travels through your bloodstream, ready to power your cells. But before sugar can go inside, it needs a key: insulin. Insulin is made by your pancreas, and it acts like a key to open up your cells and let sugar in. But in insulin resistance, your cells stop opening the door. It's like the lock is jammed. So your pancreas makes more and more insulin, trying to force the sugar in. Eventually, insulin levels in your blood go way up. And that's where the hormone chaos begins. Our PCOS and insulin resistance feed each other. Now here's a twist. PCOS and insulin resistance are in a feedback loop. Insulin resistance causes your body to overproduce insulin. High insulin levels stimulate the ovaries to make more testosterone, yes, even in women. That extra testosterone causes things like acne, facial hair thinning on the scalp, irregular or missing periods, and then the extra testosterone can make insulin resistance worse. So it's a cycle: insulin, testosterone, hormone imbalance, more insulin resistance. That's why we call it hormones gone haywire. What does this mean for your body? Here's what's happening under the hood. Your body's trying to regulate blood sugar, but the locks are jammed. Your pancreas floods your body with insulin. Your ovaries respond by making too much testosterone. Your menstrual cycle gets thrown off. Your body starts storing more fat, especially around the belly. That belly fat increases inflammation, making insulin resistance even worse. It's not your fault. It's not about willpower. It's biology, tangled up in a very real feedback loop. Sickness: you might have PCOS or insulin resistance. Let's break down the symptoms of PCOS and which ones may be linked to insulin. Irregular absent periods, cystic acne, jawline, cheeks, chin, weight gain, especially in the belly, fatigue, brain fog, trouble losing weight despite effort, dark patches of skin, neck to armpits, acanthosis nigricans, fertility struggles. And here's the thing: you don't have to be overweight to have PCOS. The 2025 research shows that lean PCOS is real and often missed, because symptoms like fatigue, irregular cycles, and acne don't always come with visible weight gain. According to the 2025 updates and research from the NIH, up to 70% of people with PCOS have insulin resistance, even if they're not overweight. A 2015 study found that lifestyle changes that improve insulin sensitivity also restored ovulation in many women. Losing just 5-10% of body weight can lower insulin, reduce testosterone, and help restart regular periods. New guidelines also recommend regular monitoring for long-term risks like diabetes, high blood pressure, and mood disorders. PCOS is now considered a lifelong condition, not just a fertility phase. The great news? There are real solutions, and you don't need to go it alone. Lifestyle tweaks. Swap refined carbs for whole grains and fiber-rich veggies. Move your body 30 minutes most days helps. Get 7-9 hours of sleep. Manage stress. Deep breaths, yoga, prayer, laughter. Medications. Metformin helps cells respond to insulin. Hormonal birth control can regulate periods and acne. GLP-1 meds like semaglutide in some cases help with weight loss and blood sugar supplement. Ask your doctor. Hyonutra and D-Chero, now a first-line supplement in 2025 guidelines. Magnesium glycinate, omega-3s and multivitamins may also support balance. Let's bring this to life with 2 real stories of women turning things around. First, meet Amara. At 22, she was tired all the time, had irregular periods, and gained 30 pounds in 2 years. After shifting to whole foods, walking after dinner, and starting metformin, her cycles returned in 6 months. Now she feels like her body and mind are finally on the same team. Now let's talk about someone I personally know, my coursemate Dixie. She was diagnosed with the insulin-resistant type of PCOS. After moving to the US in August 2024, she didn't get her period for months. But she took action. Dixie began exercising regularly, fixed her sleep schedule, and started supplements like inositol, magnesium glycinate, omega-3, and a daily multivitamin. By February 2025, her symptoms had dramatically improved and her period returned like clockwork. It's a reminder that small, consistent choices can reset a system that feels out of control. Let's bust a few myths before we wrap up. Myth 1, you must be overweight to have PCOS. Truth, thin people can absolutely have insulin resistance and PCOS. Myth 2, PCOS means you can't get pregnant. Truth, many people with PCOS go on to conceive naturally or with support. Myth 3, you caused this. Truth, you didn't. Your body is doing its best. Now you have tools to help. PCOS and insulin resistance are connected through a hormonal feedback loop. But you can break that loop. Not with perfection, but with patience, education, and small wins. PCOS isn't something that ends when your cycles return. It's a lifelong condition, but with the right strategies, you can absolutely thrive. If today's video helped you connect the dots, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might be wondering what's going on in their body. And if you love breaking down complex science into real talk, subscribe and stick around. This is the Curious Scholarette, where we believe the more you know, the more power you have to make change. Stay curious, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video.